Ian Happ walked it off in the 10th inning for a thrilling 3-2 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates on Father's Day at Wrigley Field. I'm Andy Martínez, and we're going to recap that and the holiday on the Cubs Daily Podcast. Ian Happ took an 0-2 splitter from David Bednar that hung up in the zone to right field for the game-winning knock that plated Vidal Brujan. The win highlighted the Cubs' ability to take victories in tight games. They knew going into the series that these games would be close. The wind blew in for all 4 games, and they were facing 3 really good starters in Andrew Heaney, Paul Skeens, and Sunday starter Mitch Keller. That's a tough run of starters, but the Cubs have put an emphasis on minor details this season, winning on the margins, squeezing out extra outs, whatever phrasing you want to use. The Cubs do it, and they do it well. Let's look at 2 examples. In the first inning with the Cubs trailing 2-0, Happ stole second on the first pitch after drawing a walk. That was huge. He advanced to third on Pete Crow Armstrong's ground out to second, and then scored on Seiya Suzuki's ground out to second. But why is it important? Well, if he doesn't steal second, PCA's grounder might be a double play, and if not, Suzuki's grounder and at-bat later could end the frame too. Either way, it's an extra out, and you can't give this Cubs team extra outs, as we've seen time and time again. The extra out was Michael Busch, and he doubled and then scored a batter later when Dansby Swanson singled. Then, in the decisive 10th inning, Vidal Brujan pinch ran for Justin Turner as the free runner, and Kyle Tucker pinch hit for Reese McGuire, and the Pirates decided to intentionally walk Tucker, setting up the double play. The Pirates were playing for a bunt with John Birdie due up, and he swung and fouled off the first pitch, kind of throwing the defense off a little bit, and that was enough for Brujan to take off for third on the next pitch and swipe the bag in a double steal, thus eliminating the double play. Happ won the game with the base knock. If that double steal doesn't happen, Happ's hard hit single maybe only loads the bases, and the double play and force out at home is back in play, and we could be looking at playing in the 11th inning. All these little things matter, and the Cubs do them really, really well, and they've done it all season. Here's what Craig Counsell and Ian Happ had to say on the walk-off win and the emphasis on those small margins.
I mean, I think it played out kind of how we wanted it to play out, in that we got second and third, and wanted Ian and Pete have a chance to win the game. That's kind of how it was likely going to play out. We got the big stolen base, obviously, by Brujan. So we didn't have to bunt him over. And then, Ian threw a couple good split fingers to Ian, and he left one just enough up, and Ian put a great swing on it. Yeah, I mean, it's just a player reading the situation. I mean, they're going so, they put on a wheel play, which is where it means everybody's they're trying to get the out at third base, so both corner infielders are crashing really hard. Birdie swung, which is the right thing to do in that situation. Instructed to do that. They did an inside move, and then we just took advantage of a pitcher that's a little bit slower to the plate and to grab the base. Yeah, I mean, I think going in, kind of expected a series like this. Expected low scoring, and that means you have to make plays, whether it be on defense, you have to make pitches, you have to throw strikes, and you have to run the bases well. Those things get highlighted and emphasized in a series like this, conditions like this, and sometimes just when you're not swinging the bat maybe as well as you have. So it's part of it. You have to have other ways to win. I think we made a number of winning plays today. Nico's playing the 10th. Chris Flexen again, just doing a heck of a job in pressure situations. Nice team win by a lot of guys contributing. Yeah, I mean, I think it hopefully highlights some of the things where you try to emphasize where everything matters, and grabbing an advantage wherever you can be the difference. And you can speak to a number of things in doing that. I mean, go back to the first inning and Ian stealing the base on the first pitch. So I think it happens at every point in the game. I think that's a really important thing. It doesn't just happen in the 9th inning or the 8th inning. It happens at every point in the game, and trying to be good at all those moments and focused on every moment is something I think this team is good at and enjoys doing.
That was a grinder of a series. I think, to come out on top of that, win that game, huge, keeps the momentum going, and to do it in front of that fan base and a sold-out crowd is really cool. He threw two good, really good pitches to start that at bat. The first splitter was kind of straight down, the second one cut, and there were two kind of unique pitches. His splitter has the ability to do that, moves in a bunch of different ways, and it's firm. And so looking for something up enough, and that one was huge. And not easy for Brujan to do that, coming in the game and having the confidence to go and do that. They ran 3 different plays before that, and so to have the confidence to take that bag in that spot is massive, sets us up to be able to have a sac fly or something else driving a run and not have them set up a double play. If it's first and second in that situation, that's probably a line drive out instead of a base hit. So can't say enough about how tough that is for him to do. Yeah, I think this one, the one against Colorado was tight too, with tight games here. The run scoring environment at Wrigley this year just has been great. And we've had a few days, but for the most part, you saw 4 or 5 balls hit today that are doubles or homers in other places. It pulls the outfielders in a little bit and makes the outfield really small. So, you have to find ways to win that baseball game. And our bullpen and our starting staff, what they've been able to do consistently keeping us in games, has been huge. Yeah, and I think it just gives you the confidence, too. It gives you the confidence that you're never out of a game. And I think we felt that throughout the year, whether we're down early, and we're in a spot where we score some runs and come back, or whether it's a tight game all the way through and we feel like we have a chance to win at some point. And I think it just keeps reinstilling that confidence.
Sunday is Father's Day, a special day for many with the Cubs. So throughout the season, I chatted with a few of the dads throughout the organization and asked them to take me back through the journey from when they found out they were going to be a father to now. It's a fun story, and you can check out the full version on MarqueeSportsNetwork.com, but I want to show you some of the highlights and some of the stuff that didn't make the full written story. Cubs general manager Carter Hawkins got a call from his wife, Lindsay, to tell him that she was pregnant. Lindsay was back in Ohio, while Hawkins, who was the assistant GM for Cleveland at the time, was in Arizona for spring training. So Hawkins took a red-eye back to Cleveland, went to the doctor's office, groggy and tired, and was in disbelief. The doctor told them that they were having twins. Hawkins' reaction was pretty awesome. Is there supposed to be 2? Ivy and Henry were the couple's first 2 children. They've since had a third, Nolan. Veteran Justin Turner was in Boston at the end of last season when he went home after the season, and there was a gift bag on the bed from his wife, Courtney. It wasn't his birthday or anything momentous, so he was kind of confused. As he opened it, he saw the positive pregnancy test, and the pair hugged and were ecstatic. But for all of them, it's just the start of the journey. Almost everyone I talked to echoed the immediate excitement from finding out, but then they also had a similar reaction after. Wow, am I ready for this? What do I do? Cubs lefty Matthew Boyd told me. I don't even know what to do. And then sure enough, I come to realize that really nobody knows what to do, and you just do the best you can. They all found out that really it's just about being a good supporter to their partner and being there for them. The weight is palpable, but seeing the child for the first time doesn't have a comparable feeling. That's saying a lot for major leaguers who have experienced something that 99% of the general population will never go through. Here's what Boyd had to say.
I mean, I just remember that, like you said, that first time when I'm holding her, you just go, I would do anything for her. Yeah. Yes, I would do anything for her. I would give my life for her. I would give my life for her. And there's just, words can't even describe it. You're just like, and there's a lot of like, wow, yeah. This is different. This is a different level of responsibility, but I would give my life for this girl.
Carter Hawkins' experience was a bit different. With twins, the delivery was, quote, a lot of commotion. But for him, the best part was holding his daughter Ivy while Henry was born. As the general manager of a baseball team, Hawkins is on the clock practically 24/7. The Cubs finalized the Caleb Thielbar signing last offseason on New Year's Eve, and Boyd's signing was first reported in the middle of the night. But still, Hawkins tries to find time to unplug. When he's home, he'll make a conscious effort to not look at his phone when he's with his 3 kids. If he can, he'll leave his phone in a separate room to give them his full attention. His job is chaotic, intense, and pressure-packed, but he admitted his wife's job is way harder than his. Craig Counsell is arguably one of the game's best managers. His signing with the Cubs after the 2023 season sent shockwaves across baseball, but it's because the Cubs believe they were acquiring an elite manager. Counsell loves his job, but it's nothing compared to fatherhood. He's the father to 4 children, Brady, Jack, Finley, and Rowan. Brady plays college baseball at Kansas and Jack plays at Northwestern. Counsell enjoys teaching them right from wrong, but is the happiest when they learn and are able to achieve things after some challenges. That's the fun of it, is that you got to go through some struggles and you got to go through some bad, and that makes the good stuff even better, he said. For all of the players, being a dad is the perfect escape. We all see when a pitcher has a bad day or a hitter strikes out in a crucial situation. Most people don't see us when we fail at our jobs. Going home to their son or daughter can help them flush that. Hector Rondon, the former Cubs reliever, once told current Cub Ryan Presley the beauty of having a child.
I played with him in Houston he told me, he was like, when you have kids and you have a bad outing, once you get home, that bad outing just disappears, because there's nothing better than seeing your daughter or your son, and in my case, both of them, just, Dad, how did you get here? You know, they're so excited just to see you, and that to me is obviously like, it just melts all the problems away from behind. So I mean, it's great when you're able to see them and stuff like that, but it is tough when you're on the road and you only get FaceTime and stuff like that.
That's part of the difficulties all these guys face as dads. Baseball players are on the road a lot, and when a child is born, a player can be placed on the paternity list and can be on that for up to 3 days. While it's nice to be there for the birth of the baby, there's still a ton of time that is spent away from key life moments. So to combat that, Presley and Boyd bring their sons to the park and have them be big leaguers for a little bit. Wyatt Presley loves hanging out with Kyle Tucker and Pete Crow Armstrong, and will run around the Cubs clubhouse at various points during homestands and will watch the two of them take BP. Presley has missed crucial moments in his children's lives because he's on the road, so he makes up for it by bringing his son to work. Watching their kids grow up is another awesome aspect of fatherhood. It's an extension of them, and seeing them overcome struggles is the beauty of the job. These guys are playing in the majors and living out many of their dreams, but nothing beats fatherhood. It's the best job anybody could ever have, Craig Counsell told me, and I've loved doing it, and I can't wait for grandkids someday, to be honest with you.